Jack Black was once the kind of celebrity everyone agreed on. No matter where you looked online, his name popped up in lists of the most beloved stars. People called him a national treasure, saying things like, "Protect this man at all costs." On Reddit threads about the rare celebrities with zero haters, his name would be near the top with comments like, "How could you not like Jack Black?" He was goofy, unpredictable, and charming in a way that made him feel untouchable. But that was then. Today, the narrative has flipped. His follower count is sliding by the thousands, and every post with his name attached gets buried in waves of negativity. What happened? How did the guy who once seemed impossible to dislike turn into one of Hollywood's most divisive figures? For years, Jack's brand was simple. He wasn't polished, he wasn't trying to be mysterious, and he wasn't carefully managing an image like other stars. He was the goofy dude cracking jokes at paparazzi, clowning around in public, and making every red carpet appearance feel like a comedy sketch. Fans loved it because it felt real. The charm wasn't in trying too hard, it was in not trying at all. That relatability grew even stronger when he launched his YouTube channel. It wasn't filtered through Hollywood PR teams, it was just Jack being Jack. The channel gave him a down-to-earth energy that pulled fans closer, making him look more like the hilarious neighbor than a celebrity on a pedestal. When the first signs of controversy hit years ago, fans didn't abandon him. Around 2013 to 2018, Jack had supported the charity Autism Speaks, attending benefit events, hosting fundraisers, even tweeting in support. On paper, it looked like a good thing, a star lending his name to a charitable cause. But the deeper reality was complicated. Autism Speaks had been one of the most controversial organizations in the space for years, criticized for treating autism as a disease to be cured instead of a spectrum of identities to be embraced. Activists blasted the charity's messaging as harmful and outdated. So, when fans realized Jack had put his face and voice behind that group, backlash surfaced. On Twitter, reminders spread like wildfire. Don't forget, Jack Black supported ableist orgs like Autism Speaks. At first, many people defended him. They argued that he was probably misled, that he didn't know the group's reputation, and that he likely thought he was just helping. His fans gave him the benefit of the doubt, brushing it off as a misunderstanding. After all, this was Jack Black, the harmless goofball who never seemed to have a bad bone in his body. But the damage wasn't erased. Even if fans forgave, a seed of doubt had been planted. That seed became more visible once Jack started weighing in on politics. For years, his political jabs had been subtle, even charming. Back in 2017, his band Tenacious D dropped a satirical track called "The Government Totally Sucks," poking fun at founding fathers and American politics in a tongue-in-cheek way. Nobody took it too seriously. It was pure Jack chaos, outrageous lyrics that leaned into comedy. During the pandemic, he released a quirky video about wearing masks. He leapt into his pool in full superhero style, telling fans to be a hero by covering their faces. People loved it. The video felt harmless, funny, and perfectly in character. But somewhere between 2022 and 2024, the tone shifted. Jack stopped making lighthearted jokes and started posting blunt political takes. His comments on the Israel-Palestine conflict hit particularly hard, sparking massive backlash online. Social media feeds filled with calls to boycott Kung Fu Panda. Others mocked him, saying, "Goodbye, Jack, you lost me there." Or, "Nobody needs a political lecture from a clown." Then came his climate change posts, where he called it a human rights crisis. What could have been an uncontroversial statement turned into a battlefield in his replies. Fans told him to stay in his lane, calling him disappointing and even branding him a sellout. The backlash grew louder when he endorsed the sitting president in June 2024, proudly reposting campaign videos across his socials. The engagement looked impressive on the surface, but the comments nearly matched the number of likes, a dangerous sign. The once universally adored star had become polarizing. It wasn't just annoyance, it was fury. Longtime fans accused him of betraying them, saying things like, You were part of my childhood laughs, now you're just another Hollywood puppet. Memes flooded in, some placing him on lists of Hollywood elites, tied to conspiracies, others twisting his words into darker narratives. A viral poll asked if people had lost respect for Jack Black. 85% clicked yes. Sure, the poll wasn't scientific, but the sentiment was clear. The tide had turned. Then came the breaking point. While on tour in Sydney with Tenacious D, Kyle Gass improvised a shocking line on stage, referencing Trump. The crowd reaction was instant, and within hours the clip spread globally. Some fans defended it, saying Tenacious D had always thrived on dark satire, but others saw it as crossing a line. Even Australian politicians weighed in, demanding the band be deported and calling the remark dangerous. Kyle quickly apologized, admitting the comment was inappropriate and regretting the judgment lapse. Jack followed, distancing himself by saying he was blindsided, but the internet wasn't convinced. Clips from the show showed Jack laughing at the moment, and that laugh became the smoking gun. Critics said, he can act innocent all he wants, but he was in on the joke. When Jack announced the Tenacious D tour was being put on hold, many fans interpreted it as abandoning Kyle rather than standing by him. Longtime supporters blasted him for lacking loyalty, saying he'd throw anyone under the bus to protect his reputation and cash flow. The goofy, harmless Jack was gone. In his place was a man accused of being a sellout, and the backlash didn't stop there. It spilled straight into his movie career. Borderlands, a film adaptation, already carrying a messy reputation, tanked hard. Rotten Tomatoes scores hit rock bottom, with critics and fans alike calling it one of the year's worst films. His next project, Dear Santa, was mocked as a paycheck grab, with reviewers saying he was just showing up for whatever role he could land. Instead of being seen as versatile, Jack was painted as overexposed. His name on a poster no longer guaranteed excitement. It triggered skepticism. The real disaster came with Minecraft. When the trailer dropped, fans expected buzz. Instead, it was chaos. The trailer racked up dislikes by the millions. The problem? Jack's casting as Steve didn't look like Steve at all. Instead of embodying the blocky hero, Jack appeared as himself. Wild hair, streaked beard, and a plain blue shirt. Critics joked he looked like he'd rolled out of bed, tossed on a costume, and called it a day. Memes went viral, with one fan quipping that even the director would have been a better fit. Jack didn't take the criticism quietly. He clapped back, saying the backlash was ridiculous, especially from grown men who don't get that this movie isn't just for them. But even the younger audience, the supposed target market, wasn't impressed. Parents posted that their kids, actual Minecraft fans, were turned off. One parent shared that even their elementary school-age son didn't want to see it. That stung because it showed the casting had failed across generations. What should have been his chance to connect with kids became another internet storm. Instead of expanding his fan base, he was losing both the old and the new. Borderlands bombed, Dear Santa flopped, Minecraft spiraled into memes, and his public image was sinking faster than ever. The internet's narrative hardened. Jack Black, once the lovable wildcard, was now branded a corporate husk. No different from Dwayne Johnson, churning out one project after another, playing versions of himself and cashing checks. His unpredictability, once his strength, had calcified into predictability. Fans accused him of being soulless, out of touch, and only motivated by money. And the numbers proved it. Social media engagement showed more negativity than praise. Threads filled with comments like, "I used to love seeing him in movies. Now he's the reason I skip them." The fall was shocking in its speed. In just a few years, Jack Black had gone from universally beloved to heavily criticized, from untouchable to controversial. Charity scandals, political statements, onstage controversies, film flops, and casting disasters had all piled on, stripping away the image of the goofy, harmless guy people once adored. What was left was a polarizing figure, a man the internet now debated more than celebrated. And that leaves the question, is this the end of Jack Black's era? Or can he still make a comeback? Some say he's too far gone, that the damage to his reputation is permanent. Others argue that if anyone can bounce back with sheer charisma and energy, it's Jack. But for now, the brutal truth remains. The man once called a national treasure has been knocked from his pedestal, and the world isn't sure whether to laugh with him or walk away for good. So what do you think? Has Jack Black crossed a point of no return? Or does he still have a shot at redemption? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild celebrity breakdowns, because the next story we're covering might be even messier.